Okay, Hakim, I'm going to do this first quick clip to explain how you got your data out into the format I wanted. Okay, um, I'm having a problem with my speaker here. Right, so this is your table. You can see the headings and all of that. Of course, if you look at the structure of my own application and the table, the ration form computation table, you will see, of course, that I don't have provision for some of these because the application is not meant to be um, a do-all application. So it's what we found to be the most essential parameters that's been measured. Now, for people who are interested in having me extend the application to do more, that's something we can talk about later on. But however, what I've done now is I've used a function to extract the data from your table to fit my own table. So this is my own table here. There's a duplicate version of my table here. And what I've done is to extract the relevant data for crude protein, methionine, lysine, energy, and relevant units, calcium, phosphorus, fiber. And this is the ratio in which the protein sources are used. Plant proteins tend to be used at a ratio of 1 to 1. Then for the animal proteins, it tends to be a ratio of 4 of the plant protein to of the animal protein to 1 of plant protein. So whenever the application is to be used where you have a mixture of protein sources, you will find that we will have to use them at the ratio of about 4 to 1. It all depends on your experience, your assessment of the nutrient composition of the particular ingredient you're using to contribute protein. And then of course here you have the price. All of these have been extracted from your own table, so you can always double check. I'm going to send this workbook to you so that you see exactly how I did it. Now the reason I did this is so I could just copy this section of the table which contains all data in the format that my software needs it, and then I go into my own software. Okay, it's not open yet. Let me see. I'll do that in the next clip. I want this to be as short as possible. So I'm going to basically paste it into the table, the ingredients table, the feed ingredients settings table in the application. So I just wanted to quickly explain that in this clip. This is going to be a short clip that you can quickly look at, and then I'll go to the full-fledged ration formulation exercise in the next clip. All right, Hakim. Like I said in the first clip, I extracted the data using a function from your own table into a table that matches the structure of the feed ingredients table in my own application. Okay, so what I tell clients or buyers all the time is for those of them, and many of them do come with these elaborate tables that capture virtually all the other kinds of parameters you can measure, you can compute in deriving your ration formula. I offer to help you extend the application to cater for as many other parameters as you want, but the application is designed to cater to the needs of people who have much less sophisticated needs, because most of them handle fish, catfish in particular, and poultry, and we found that these are the key ones they need to really worry about. In our part of the world, the attention to the fine needs in terms of nutritional requirements are not so easy to follow. We have so many other things that people have to deal with. So experience has informed our decision to stick with these particular ones. However, like I said, if you would like me to extend the application to capture all the other data the parameters you've in your own table, no problem, we can always talk about that. Now I'll just show you quickly how to use it. Like I mentioned in the first clip, I had to your own copy of Excel, being French, uses the comma as the decimal point to indicate decimal place. I had to convert the commas into periods in my own copy, okay, before I could use it in my own copy of Excel, which does not recognize it. Well, I set it up not to work that way. So having done that, what I'm going to do now is copy the table and go and paste it into the table in the application itself, so that we can use it for the ration formulation. Now I have it loaded here, your copy that I sent to you, no difference, and I'm going to send this to you as well, and I'll reset the trial date to start afresh in terms of counting. You go to update feed ingredients table, and you can see it's there already, but my purpose is to demonstrate to you that it will oh, what's going on? Seems my system is doing some kind of backup or something. It's not supposed to take this long to allow me to work. Okay, right. So basically, if you had it like the one I sent you had some data in it and you want to paste on top of them, just right click in top left set, right click and click paste, and then you're done. Now you would add an extra label here, which you can see here. You add mixture, because you may have a need to use more than one protein source in order to arrive at your desired target protein content in the ration. So, and this application requires you to then use the label called the mixture. You'll see how I'm going to use that when I demonstrate it. Now, once you've done that, I have already changed this to dollars here. This is where you change the specification for currency in the application, but this is just one of the places. You could actually do it also on the form, the full automatic form itself. Now, once you get into the ration formulation interface, you scroll down first of all and make sure you don't have this happening. You don't want these errors showing. You don't want that. So how do you stop that? First of all, before you start using the application at all, you set it, you initialize it with data from your own ingredients that you've loaded into this update settings table, the feed ingredients table. So I'm choosing soybean. This is just like a default, okay, just to allow me to load the form, because if you don't do that, what happens is you get an error message when you try to run the form. Now, having done that, the only other thing you want to do is, I have an intention to only use 2 protein sources, and right now we have an entry that says add new ingredient. That's the third one. What you do is you load the form, okay, it will tell you not equal to 100%. That's some of the error handling. And then I want you take this out, you just highlight that and delete it. Okay, then you have only these 2, and you want to choose the ingredients, the protein sources you're going to use. I'm choosing wheat middlings and soybean meal. Now, these 2 in your own table of data table are the ones with the highest protein nutrient content. Okay, so I'm choosing those to help me get the 20% protein you said is your minimum requirement for the ration you put, the broiler ration you sent to me. Okay, or this broiler ration specification you sent to me. Now, then here you choose, it's already by default selected it. I want to use corn, okay, and then here I like to use a mixture because I'm using 2 protein sources. Both of them are plant protein sources, and you see something, the ratio in which protein sources are used. The animal protein is in my manual. I don't want to start talking about that, but generally the animal protein sources, I use them in a ratio of 4:1. This is based on experience we've had checking the nutrient contents relative to the different ingredients, and we found that ratio usually helps us to make efficient use of the ingredients without wastage. Now, if they are plant protein sources, we tend to use them in a ratio of 1:1 in the ration formulation, and it seems to have given us very good results over the years. Now, having done that, I've set these 2. Okay, the only other thing you now need to do is you need to choose your different ingredients. What I'm going to do is use all of them. Well, I'm going to list all of them. I'm going to put all of them into the computation table. I may not necessarily add values in terms of computing the ration for each of them, okay, but I'm going to put them in just so they show up in the table. Here it's going to be vitamin premix. So I'm assuming you would intend to, it's your decision. You will decide on which of them you want to use and which one you don't want to use, and then make them up to 100%. It's nothing complex, okay. And then the last one, I believe, is other phosphorus form. Okay, great. And then you decide if they are variable ingredients or fixed ingredients. I will use this as variable. Fixed is your decision. Whatever you decide, just make sure you know what you're doing. Your understanding of the science of feed formulation is what will guide you in this area. So I'm not going to give you a lecture on it. I'm just going to demonstrate to you. You see what I'm doing, and then you use your own knowledge as a professional to make intelligent use of the application. Now, in order to derive the protein contribution using the Pearson square, and this improved Pearson square version, you first of all need to specify the ingredients that are going to be the fixed ingredients in terms of what contribution they will make to the total ration. So I know that from your data table that you sent to me, this version of phosphorus has probably the highest calcium content, and I know you need the calcium to come up to about 0.9. So I'm using this one. I'm going to start with 5, and then minerals and vitamin premix 2, and common salt I say 1, and then the rest of the ration will be made up by the others. Now I'm going to click refresh for the application to talk to me and tell me and give me an idea of what to put up for the other ingredients that are there, especially corn. Okay, it says it's not equal to 100%. Of course it's not. So I look at it and it's saying, okay, I need to use 44.12 of corn. So I'm going to start with that. This is not the end. It's just for us to, it gives us an idea of how to start. And then I use wheat middlings at 23.43. Okay, and soybean meal at 23.43. Then we see when we click refresh, you see what it gives us compared to what you are looking for in terms of the minimum and maximum you specified in the table you sent to me.